Joining us now is Texas Congressman Al Green. Congressman, glad to have you back on Roland Martin Unfiltered. You have Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who says if these officers with the Border Patrol lose their job, the state of Texas is gonna hire them. I mean, what the hell is Abbott doing?
Well, I think he's running for governor. He understands that he may have a challenger, and it may be Beto O'Rourke. So he's appealing to his base. He's trying as best as he can to set a tone and a tenor that will appeal to them so that he will have the support that he needs to win again. But this is bigger than Governor Abbott. This is about humanity, and it's about the humane treatment for people of Haitian origin. We have found since 1966, when the Cuban Adjustment Act was enacted, that Haitians were treated unfairly. If you were Cuban and you came to this country and you got 1 foot on dry land and the other foot was still in water, you were literally on a pathway to citizenship after a year. That was not recorded to Haitians. The Haitians have never had that type of opportunity. You can be here for years. Once they catch you, they send you back to Haiti. This has been the way we have treated Haitians for too long. We should let them stay now because we have accorded temporary protected status to Haitians who were here at a certain time before this last earthquake. And we're saying that it's not safe for them to go back. Well, if it's not safe for some of them to go back, how can we now decide that we're going to send others back? All of them should be allowed to stay if they make it to this country. I say this because we got to make up for our past transgressions as it relates to Haiti. These people, our friends, our neighbors, have not been treated fairly.
Okay, but so this policy, is this a policy established by Congress, or is this simply administration to administration, meaning it can be changed?
Yes, it can be changed, and it is being changed. If you've noticed, you said that there were 12,000 Haitians that were staying. They've started changing already. When we were in Homeland Security hearing with the Secretary, I asked him to give some consideration to what's happening to the Haitians. And I've seen the change taking place. I'm not going to attribute all of that to my one question, but I also have a resolution, HRES 670, that is there to sanction the behavior that we saw with reference to the Haitians at the border.
Congressman, hold tight 1 second. Again, I want to be very clear.
Yes.
The policy of the United States, the one that is separate for Cubans from Haitians, is that actually law, or is that simply practice?
No, that was a policy of the United States, the wet foot, dry foot policy. Literally, that's what it was called.
So right now, so what you're saying is...
No. President Obama ended it. He ended it.
He ended that?
Yes, President Obama did. He ended it because it wasn't fair to the Haitians. They didn't get the same treatment. By the way, neither did the people from Mexico or any places south of the border. That was especially for Cubans. And it is no longer the case. But I use that as a historical marker so that you can see how Haitians have been treated over the years. They've not been treated fairly. Now, moving to the present time, it is Section 42 that we now find ourselves dealing with. It deals with the health of persons. If their persons are unhealthy, we don't have to let them in the United States. Well, I don't think that should apply to the Haitians. I think that the temporary protected status law that we have in place right now for the Haitians ought to trump, the Section 42 because the Haitians can be treated here if they're sick. Sending them to Haiti, knowing that they're ill, makes no sense. Haiti is right now a country that is in turmoil. There are gangs that are roaming and killing people. You have had the president assassinated. They just had an earthquake. It does not make good sense to send them back. So I'm advocating for them to stay in this country.
The 12,000 or so, how are they being treated? Are they providing any resources? Are they being treated the same way the Afghan refugees? We're talking about 12,000 Haitians. The United States provided resources, if I'm correct, for the Afghan refugees. And so what is happening there?
Millions for the Afghan refugees. Ostensibly, the Haitians should be receiving treatment that we give all persons who are seeking asylum. To get asylum, you've got to demonstrate that you'll be persecuted if you're sent back to your country. And that's based on your race, your religion, your political persuasion, If you're going to be persecuted, you should be able to get asylum. So they're being processed right now. And being processed means that they'll be given the opportunity to explain their request for asylum. They should be able to go before a judge at some point. There's a backlog, so it may take a while before they'll have that actual opportunity to appear. And in the interim, they're allowed to stay in the country. They're allowed to have the opportunity to wait here until that asylum takes place. Now, as you know, many persons were waiting in Mexico under the Trump administration, but this administration has allowed persons to wait in the country.
We've got some, I've been dealing with some stuck-on stupid people who are anti-immigrant, black folks who are anti-immigration, even when it comes to black folks. And I keep making the point that if you actually look at the birth rates in this country that are actually decreasing among whites, but also African Americans, immigration is a natural part of any country's future. And so what do you say to these black folks out here who say, the hell with the Haitians, we don't give a damn about them? These black folks who say immigration is killing the black community. What would you say to them, those who watch it? Because they love bitching and moaning about our show, but they always got something to say about our show as well. What would you say to them right now?
Well, I'd say to them, if you think Social Security is a good program and that it benefits people, then you probably want to have some working immigrants, because the immigrants that are coming, generally speaking, are young people. And Social Security is funded by the young for the older people. This is a good program, Social Security. I want to see it continue. So we need young people working to make sure that the program is properly funded.
So just hold it right there. So
yes.
For the black person right now who's
yes.
40 or 50 years old, whining
right.
and complaining about
yes.
this, you need people in the future working to fund the person today who's going to be 65 or 70 in 25, 30 years.
That is correct. Social Security is dependent upon people working. We don't have a coffer with all of the Social Security funds in it. I wish we did. You might remember there was a president who campaigned, a person ran for president, campaigned and said he was going to put that money in a lockbox. Well, it goes into the general fund and we use it for various purposes that are good. I'm not complaining about how it's being used, other than we should be prepared to make sure we take care of future generations. So yes, that's one thing that I would tell them. But then I would also say to them, as much as we say we will take jobs, there are some jobs that because we are educated and because we have opportunities that we see in this country that we'd like to have, that we don't take these jobs immediately. There are not a lot of people who want to work in slaughterhouses. There are not a lot of people who want to work out in the sun picking fruit. These kinds of jobs usually are taken by people who are new to the country. And because they're new to the country, they get wages that are not acceptable to me. Lots of those wages are not. Some are, but they get these wages. So they're low-paying wages. And I don't want people to make anything less than a living wage. But a living wage for some people is something that they'd like to get beyond. So you have entry-level wages, and immigrants take a lot of these jobs. A lot of the chicken that we eat is on the table because of some immigrants who worked long and hard to help us get there.
All right then, Congressman Al Green, I heard that buzzer. You got to go vote.
I do, but I got to ask you one more thing. May I share one thought with you?
Yes, sir.
This is important. Mr. McConnell told us something just the other day, Roland, that we should listen to. He said that we have the House, the Senate, and the presidency. I've heard you talk about this. And if we have the House, the Senate, and the presidency, he said, I'm not going to help you. If you want to do something, do it. You have control. But let me tell you what he said without saying it. He also said this: when I'm in charge, I'm not going to expect you to help me. I'm going to go ahead and take care of business. He's saying, just like I took care of those judges, I changed the rules for the Supreme Court, I'm going to take care of business. So he's saying, you're in charge now. So if you want to get your comprehensive immigration reform passed, go ahead. If you want to make sure that you've got a CR passed, continuing resolution, if you want to pass these bills for trillions of dollars, you should do that. Because when I'm in charge, this is McConnell speaking, I'm going to take care of business. That we are not going to allow you to tell us what to do when we're in charge. So I think we have to listen to this man, and we need to do away with the filibuster. That is the thing that is blocking all of what we want to accomplish. Get rid of the filibuster, and we can take care of business. Thank you for allowing me to say that.
All right, Congressman Al Green, I certainly appreciate it. Thank you so very much.
Folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
It's time to be smart.
Roland Martin's doing this every day.
Oh, no punches!
Thank you, Roland Martin, for always giving voice to the issues.
Look for Roland Martin in the whirlwind, to quote Marcus Garvey again.
The video looks phenomenal, so I'm really excited to see it on my big screen.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
See, this difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
I got to defer to the brilliance of Dr. Carr and to the brilliance of the Black Star Network.
I am rolling with Roland all the way.
Honored to be on a show that you own. A black man owns the show.
Folks, Black Star Network is here.
I'm real revolutionary right now. Roland was amazing on that.
Stay black. I love y'all.
I can't commend you enough about this platform that you've created for us to be able to share who we are, what we're doing in the world, and the impact that we're having.
Let's be smart. Bring your eyeballs home.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared.
You dig?